AZN from Street Outlaws looks like he's living the dream: fast cars, national TV fame, loyal fans, and a garage full of horsepower. On screen, he's the guy with the huge smile, the quick jokes, and the clever hustle standing beside Farmtruck. But behind that laughter is a story shaped by loss, resilience, and an unbreakable promise to never quit. Jeffrey Bonnet was born on August 3, 1981, in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, into a hardworking, tight-knit family that blended cultures and discipline. His father, Dennis Bonnet, was a Vietnam War veteran with serious mechanical skill and a no-nonsense approach to life. His mother, Mo Tu, was a Taiwanese immigrant who worked as a seamstress and filled their home with warmth, faith, and relentless encouragement. Growing up alongside his sister Brenda, Jeff was surrounded by engines, tools, and the smell of gasoline. Their garage wasn't just storage space, it was a classroom. Dennis didn't just teach his son how to drive. He taught him how to rebuild engines, tune carburetors, diagnose problems by sound, and respect the machine beneath him. In Oklahoma City during the 1980s and 1990s, street racing wasn't just rebellion, it was culture. It had rules, reputations, and legends. Jeff absorbed it all. As a teenager, Jeff's dream car was a 1964 Chevy 2 Nova, priced at $2,800, an enormous amount of money for a kid his age. His father agreed to loan him the cash under one strict condition: every dollar had to be paid back. Jeff accepted the challenge. He went door to door painting house numbers on curbs and sidewalks for fire safety, hauling paint cans through neighborhoods for a few dollars at a time. It took months and hundreds of homes, but he repaid his father in full. That Nova wasn't just a car. It was proof that discipline and hustle could turn dreams into steel and rubber. But just as futures seemed to be forming, tragedy struck. In October 1997, after a 2-year battle with breast cancer, his mother passed away at just 42 years old. Jeff was only 16. He had spent countless nights at her hospital bedside, watching chemotherapy drain her strength while medical bills piled up. Her final request to him was simple: keep chasing your dreams no matter how hard life becomes. Her death changed everything. For years afterward, Jeff kept her hospital bracelet in his toolbox, believing it brought him luck before races. 4 years later, heartbreak returned. In March 2001, Dennis collapsed at work while repairing a 1967 Camaro. He had been ignoring chest pains and had no insurance coverage to cushion the crisis. Within 3 days, Jeff lost his father at just 48 years old. Suddenly, he and Brenda were orphaned, facing tens of thousands of dollars in medical expenses and a mortgage they could barely afford. Brenda left college and began waiting tables. Jeff worked wherever he could: auto parts stores, tire shops, side mechanic jobs out of their garage. There were months when food was cheap and electricity unreliable. Yet even in the darkest stretch of his life, Jeff never stopped joking or helping neighbors fix their cars. That humor people see on television wasn't invented for ratings. It was forged in grief. Only 6 weeks after his father's funeral, Jeff entered a street race driving the Monte Carlo his dad had been restoring. He won. That victory wasn't about money. It was about release. Racing became therapy, competition became fuel, and every win felt like a conversation with the parents he had lost. By 2004, he had built a reputation in Oklahoma City's underground scene, winning dozens of races and earning respect not just for speed but for intelligence. He studied builds, suspension setups, wiring systems, and communication tactics. He wasn't the loudest racer, but he was one of the smartest. Everything shifted when he met Sean Farmtruck Whitley. Their personalities contrasted perfectly: Farmtruck calm and experienced, AZN energetic and strategic. Together they created a dynamic that felt natural long before cameras appeared. Their fishing strategy became legendary: make their battered 1970 Chevy C10 look harmless, compliment an opponent's car, place a bet, and unleash hidden horsepower. The truck's worn exterior masked serious performance upgrades. AZN handled technical builds, wiring, and strategy while also playing psychological games before the green light dropped. The nickname AZN, drawn from his Asian heritage, became both identity and pride in a racing culture where diversity was rare. It wasn't a gimmick, it was who he was. When Street Outlaws premiered in 2013, AZN and Farmtruck quickly became fan favorites. Viewers connected with their authenticity. AZN wasn't pretending to be a hardened outlaw. He was simply being himself, funny, sharp, and knowledgeable. As the franchise expanded into spin-offs, including their own show and later locals only, the duo proved they could carry storylines without massive budgets. They championed small tire and daily driver racing while others chased six-figure pro-mod builds. As the sport grew more expensive and competitive, they chose creativity over conformity. Their builds like the Dung Beetle sleeper Volkswagen and later the Jeep Grand Cherokee SD8, dubbed the Jeeper Sleeper, showed that intelligence could rival raw spending power. The Jeep, with over 900 horsepower yet full daily comforts, stunned established racers and redefined what a street car could be. Even as racing evolved and some original cast members moved deeper into high-budget competition, AZN stayed consistent. He focused on independence merchandise, YouTube content, live appearances, and maintaining a direct connection with fans. Rather than chasing every sponsorship opportunity, he kept operations lean. Financially, he may not top franchise earnings lists, but stability and freedom have mattered more to him than flash. His partnership with Farmtruck remains one of the most enduring in racing television, built not on contracts but on friendship and shared history. At 44 years old, AZN continues to compete and entertain with the same grin that first won over viewers. The pain of losing both parents before adulthood shaped his drive more than any trophy ever could. Every race carries echoes of hospital rooms, unpaid bills, and promises whispered in grief. What fans see today, the laughter, the hustle, the clever builds, is only part of the story. Beneath it all is a man who survived devastating loss, carried his family's lessons into every garage, and built a career not just on speed, but on resilience. He isn't just racing for money or television ratings. He's racing to honor the people who taught him how to fight, how to work, and how to believe that even in the hardest seasons of life, you keep your foot on the gas.